You're tuned to Arrow FM, your local community access radio station. The time now is 7 o'clock, time for another Arrow Blues here on the Friday Night Blues Show. And I think tonight we might start it off with two from Big Joe Turner.
Let me put my glasses on and had such fun since she's been gone. Lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint. Is you is, is you ain't. Hound dog scratching fleas, looking like she's in love with me. Licks my hand everywhere I go. I wish my baby loved me so. Lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint. Now is you ain't. A lipstick, powder and paint, a lipstick, powder and paint. Powder and paint. Corn in the barnyard 10 feet high. By. Don't you sneeze or don't you cough. If you get dusty, I'll brush you off. Lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint. Is you ain't. What kind of love is that you make? The world starts to tremble and the building shake. Love me and hug me once again. Let the roof and the walls come tumbling in. Lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint, lipstick, powder and paint. Now is you ain't. Lipstick, powder and paint.
Big Joe Turner there from 1957, song called Lipstick, Powder and Paint. And next up is a track from him that he put out a little bit later in the 1950s. It's a track called Boogie Woogie Country Girl.
She went low shoes, dungaree, red jacket, shirt. If you please, my boogie woogie, boogie woogie, boogie woogie country girl. What I mean, my boogie woogie country girl. Now you dig that music with a beat rockin' rollin'. Is a meet my boogie woogie, boogie woogie, boogie woogie country girl. What I mean, my boogie woogie country girl. On Saturday night she comes down, play the jukebox and let the hair on down. My boogie woogie, boogie woogie, boogie woogie country girl. What I mean, my boogie woogie country girl. And roll! She picks some cherry, she can milk a cow. Don't like squares, cause daddy taught her how. Boogie woogie, boogie woogie, boogie woogie country girl. What I mean, my boogie woogie country girl. She's up every morning about 5:30. She likes to go fishing cause it keeps you alive. My boogie woogie, boogie woogie, boogie woogie country girl. Well, I mean, my boogie woogie country girl. Now when she dances, the kids hang around. Dig my baby cause she really goes to town. My boogie woogie, boogie woogie, boogie woogie country girl. Well, you dig what I mean, my boogie woogie country girl. Yeah, swinging band. I like a good rocking band. Yeah, my knees start to knocking, and I love to start to rocking. Yeah, my boogie woogie country girl. Early in the morning.
Big Joe Turner there, the old blues shouter and Boogie Woogie Country Girl. Before that one, Lipstick, Powder and Paint. And both those songs have been covered more recently. The first song covered by Room Full of Blues and the last one by the Phantom Blues Band. Big Joe Turner, a huge person, not only in size but also in performances and recordings in the States, particularly probably in the 50s and 1960s. He's the guy who first put out Shake, Rattle and Roll that Bill Haley and his Comets did earlier on early in the 1950s. Next up, we've got a Big Maceo song, the old classic Worried Life Blues, and it's a version by Kim Wilson, and we'll follow that one up with an early Muddy Waters track.
Someday, baby, you ain't gonna worry my life anymore. So many days since you've been gone, I'm worried and grieving my life alone. But someday someday, baby, you ain't gonna worry my life anymore. Drinking that old granddad, talking all out your head. But someday, baby, you ain't gonna worry my life anymore. So that's my story. That's all I have to say to you. Goodbye, baby. Don't care what you do, but someday, baby, you ain't gonna worry my life anymore.
Child, this weather is too cold. You know I'm going down south, child, this weather is too cold. You know I done lay around Chicago, I ain't got change in gold. Well, I was child with my back turned to the wall. Now, Jenny was in the free world, having herself a ball. Shake your hand. You know I'm leaving this morning. I got to shake your hand. Well, I'm going to my Walmart. You go back to your man.
Muddy Waters there, and a song called Down South Blues, actually the tune recognisable as Rollin' and Tumbling, and that was put out by Muddy Waters in the 1950s. Talk about flogging songs. Jeremy Spencer, who was an early, if not founding member of Fleetwood Mac in the 1960s, put out an album a few years ago, and one of the tracks on it was called Dr. J, and he really flogged this song from a guy called Buster Brown, who in 1961 put out this song called Dr. Brown. Went over to the next track pretty quickly. Buster Brown there and Dr. Brown bringing the time to 16 minutes after 7 o'clock here on Arrow FM, and you're listening to the Friday Night Blues Show. Just looking at the TV monitor while that song was playing is showing a shot of Castle Point Lighthouse, and these shots that come in are usually taken about an hour or so earlier, and looks like a nice evening out at Castle Point. A little overcast, but nice and fine. Not quite like the Wairarapa weather today. It was almost a game of two halves, down to Greytown from Masterton. The weather was overcast, quite warm, and not raining at the other side of Greytown and along the straits. The rain came, it was a bit windier and certainly a lot colder, and I can state really that Featherston today was not its normal lovely self. Right, next up we've got a track by a guy called W.C. Clark, a blues man that hailed from Texas, and he started off some years ago as the bass player to Stevie Ray Vaughan, when Stevie Ray Vaughan was playing around in Austin, Texas, and after he left his backing band, W.C. Clark went out on his own as a guitarist.
You
W.C. Clark there, and you left the water running, and on that track he was joined by Marcia Ball on vocals and also on piano. Next up we'll have a track from the Old Boys from the album they put out late 2016, Blue and Lonesome was the title of the album, and the title of this track, an old Howling Wolf song, Commit a Crime by the Rolling Stones.
Kept me down on Rampart Street. I seen everybody that I wanted to meet. She said, hey Johnny, stop and listen to me. They got something to knock you off of your feet. It's called a mojo boogie began to slide on down. I thought she was teaching me a brand new way. I said, Gypsy, tell me what to say. Got the Louisiana boogie and the other kind of thing. They even got the thing they call the mojo hand. They got the mojo boogie. It's called that mojo boogie. You know that mojo boogie began to slide on down. Right on down. Show is crazy. Gypsy forgot to tell me just how to operate it. I went to a nightclub, I was squeezing it tight. I know that was the carnival and people starting to fight. It was the mojo boogie. Must have been that mojo boogie. It was the mojo boogie. I began to slide on down. Yeah, it was the mojo boogie. Must have been that mojo boogie. It was that mojo boogie. Got to be that mojo boogie. It was that mojo boogie. Began to slide on down.
Johnny Winter there, and the old JB Lenore song Mojo Boogie from an LP he put out in 1986, the LP called Third Degree. Right, next up we'll have another track from W.C. Clark, and this one is from the same album I played earlier, the album called Deep in the Heart, and the song's called My Texas Home.
Here hurricane. Yeah. Waiting for the Coast Guard to stop and give me a helping hand. Yeah. Yeah. Drop me in New York. I'll make it to Texas by myself. Drop me in New York. I'll make it to Texas by myself. Yeah. I'll have holes in my shoes. Maybe I won't have any shoes left. Yeah. But when I get home, but when I get home, but when I get home, she'll have steak and gravy. She'll have steak and gravy there waiting for me. I say it again. Oh, she'll be standing in the driveway with her arms open wide for me. Then I'll know in my Texas home is where I'll be.
But I won't get up in the morning, and I believe I dust my broom. Man, I won't get up in the morning, I believe I dust my broom. So that man that you've been loving, girl, faith can't get my room. I don't want no woman wants every downtown mansion. And I don't want no woman wants every downtown mansion. You know she's a no good phony. They shouldn't allow her out on the street, oh baby. Telephone every town I know. And I'm gonna write a little baby and telephone miner down in West Town, it must be. Must be over in Eastman Road, I know. Yes, I believe. Yes, I believe my time ain't long. Yes, I believe, baby. Yes, I believe my time ain't long. I got to leave my baby and break up my happy home. Gals over there, and I'ma call up China and see if my good gal is over there. Seen down in the Philippine Island, must be over in Ethiopia somewhere. Yes, I believe I'm going back home. Yes, I believe, baby. I'm going back home. Well, you can mistreat me here, baby, but you can't when I go home.
John Hammond Jr. there, and that's from an album called John Hammond Live. It was recorded live at McCabe's Concert Hall in Santa Monica, California in the early 1980s. Next up, we've got a track by Rory Block, and it's her version of a Muddy Waters song called I Be Bound.
Feel my love, he don't even feel my care. I'll be bound to run to you. Now, babe, I can read your little letter, baby, and I don't care what you do. Well, I feel sometimes like the time ain't long. Feel like my baby gonna try to leave this home. I'll be bound to write to you. Well, I can read your little writing, baby. I don't care what in the world you do. Well, I know my baby, he gon' jump and shout. That old train be late now, and I come walking out. I'll be bound to write to you. Babe, I can read your little writing, baby, and I don't care what in the world you do. When I'm leaving town this morning, don't you wanna go? Will it take us to tell you ain't coming here no more? I'll be bound to write to you. Now I can read your little writing, baby, and I don't care what you do. compose this song. Just tell him it's the heartbreaker. I've been here and gone. Man, I'm bound. I'll be bound to write you. 'Cause I can read your writing, baby, and I don't care what word you do.
Rory Block there, and I Be Bound, bringing the time to 17 and a half minutes to 8 o'clock here on Arrow FM, your local community access radio station, and you're listening to the Friday Night Blues Show. A few years ago, Eric Clapton got together with his mate Steve Winwood, and they put on some shows at Madison Square Garden in New York, and put it out on a double CD and a DVD. And the one that I've picked is them performing Sleeping in the Ground, a song that they recorded in Blind Faith in the 1960s, a song written by the great blues man Sam Myers. The amazing voice of Steve Winwood and a great piano playing by Chris Stainton and guitar playing by Eric Clapton, and that was from, as I said, a series of concerts they had in, not quite sure when it was a few years ago now, and it was in Madison Square Garden in New York City. Brought the time to 11 and a half minutes to 8 o'clock, and time now for a track from Dana Gillespie, and this track's all about staying power.
Kind of look on a certain kind of man, and I can read you like a book. I know you ain't no also ran, and if you got staying power, I want your finest hour. And if you're the one, we can have some fun. If you got staying power, now I ain't asking for much, but I know what to expect. And if you got that special touch, I want it good and direct. And if you got staying power, I want your finest hour. And if you're the one, we can have some fun. If you got staying power, oh, stay with me now. Kind of guy who keeps his eye on the clock. So I wanna tell you, I just want someone to rock. And if you got staying power, I want your finest hour. And if you're the one, we can have some fun. If you got staying power. Now there's some mountains we should climb, but not too fast. And baby, if you got the time, let's make love last. And if you got staying power, I want your finest hour. And if you're the one, we could have some fun. If you got staying power, show me now. A crying shame to miss a chance like this. So baby, if you feel the same, let's seal it with a kiss. And if you got staying power, I want your finest hour. And if you're the one, we could have some fun. If you got staying power, yeah.
Oh, hell.
coming down with the blues.
Marcia Ball there, and a song called I'm Coming Down with the Blues, and that was the final song on this episode of the Friday Night Blues Show, which was first broadcast all over the wonderful Wairarapa on Arrow FM 92.7.